Capricorn horoscope for February 2020. Welcome, dear friends. This is the monthly horoscope for people who have sun or rising sign in Capricorn. We are going to have some amazing impact during this month, especially beneficial for Capricorn. So, as one of you, I'm also so excited about it. For Capricorns, I think that the most important aspect would be the sextile between Jupiter in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces. It's an amazing opportunity for spiritual growth, for healing, for more creativity, different type of awareness that we can get. So honestly, I cannot wait for this aspect. We also have some other spiritual healing aspects like Mercury, which turns retrograde in Pisces. Of course, this would be a major transition. It happens after the 16th of the month. And it's another impact that brings more spirituality, more, deeper understanding of things. Mercury retro in Pisces can allow you to get deeper, to heal something, to have a different type of understanding. Of course, Mercury retrograde also requires from us to be extra careful with starting new things, the projects, the purchases. That's also true. But I think that this specific period can be very beneficial for self-work, for spirituality, and for healing. And there is also a new moon in Pisces, which adds even more of this type of energy. So the month is very interesting and very specific. I would say quite different from the previous months. It's about slowing down. It's about reconnecting with the inner self, finding our own wisdom, healing what needs to be healed, releasing certain blockages, and eventually expanding and moving towards the things we want to achieve. It's a great period. On top of that, Mars is also ingressing Capricorn, which adds more active energy, more dynamic, more ability to take steps, to be initiative, to take risks. So the month is definitely gonna be very significant, especially for Capricorn. Venus is changing signs as well. We are gonna talk about it more in our day-to-day analysis. And let's begin actually with the first event, which happens on the 2nd of February. We start with the positive aspect between Pluto in first house and Venus in third house. Great position to feel more empowered, to be more in touch with our emotions, to share them, to express them verbally, in communication, in connection with people. This aspect can allow us to be more impactful and to be able to really affect other people. When it comes to communication with friends, this aspect can be great as well. And ideas that we truly like, something that we enjoy doing. We might be able to focus on that, to be empowered and motivated to achieve those ideas. The following day, comes with a very similar situation. Venus in third house again, but this time with Saturn in first house. Aspect which can help us to be more organized, more disciplined when it comes to our ideas, the things we would like to do. In communication, we can be very logical, we can be very strict. It's a very nice aspect also for business negotiations, for business planning, planning trips as well. And on the 3rd of February, Mercury is ingressing Pisces and third house for Capricorn. This one is important because later during the month, Mercury will be retrograde in this same position. So it's kind of a preparation for this intense, important period. More ideas, great time for traveling, great time for learning new things, connections, document stuff. Try to solve those stuff or to prepare during the first couple of weeks, the first 2 weeks. After the 16th, Mercury is retrograde there. So now you have the opportunity to do what needs to be done, regarding documents or communication or contracts or plans for trips. And later, things will change. Okay, then we get to the 5th of February, Mercury in 3rd house in a very positive aspect with Uranus in 5th house. Time for ideas, original approaches, doing something different, being extra original when you communicate, when you express yourself. Great time for traveling and some excitement. Emotionally, the aspect can also be very nice for meeting someone, for going on a date, for sharing verbally how you feel. Creativity can also be more productive. So overall, nice start of the month. Then on the 7th of February, Venus moving to 4th house can bring us more focus on personal stuff, enjoying more the time at home, or connecting emotionally with people we love, with our family members, and just reconnecting with our inner self emotionally. Venus will stay there until the end of the month, so we have a couple of weeks for those type of emotional connections with family members and with our inner self. Then on the 9th of February, there is a full moon, which triggers 8th and 2nd house. Important full moon when it comes to material stuff, finances, resources, and investments. From one side, this would be a great time for a culmination or seeing the visible results of your previous efforts financially and when it comes to material stuff. But also this is a time to make some changes when it comes to how you spend money, what you spend your money on, how you organize your finances. And let's not forget that 2nd and 8th house are related to our energy. So this full moon may require from us to find the balance energetically with some kind of energy practices, yoga. Nowadays, there are so many options which we can choose from, but focus on this area. You might be able to find a better balance energetically, health-wise, and also to let go some unhealthy habits you might have. Then we get to one of the most important days during the whole month. Mercury turns retrograde on the 16th of February. It will be in Pisces in 3rd house. The regular stuff we know are that we should not take important decisions or start brand new things, especially if they are very important and we want them to be long-lasting or even permanent. We also have to be careful with contracts, with technical stuff, in this case with Mercury in 3rd house, with educational projects and plans for trips and traveling. But keep in mind that Mercury retrograde is also a time to reconsider things, to look at things from a different perspective. Your ideas may change, your plans may change, and it doesn't have to be something bad. Generally, Mercury retrograde brings things which are unexpected and kind of strange sometimes. I can give you a personal example. I believe the last time, so a couple of months when Mercury was retrograde, I purchased a book from Canada. I'm not sure if maybe I purchased it right before Mercury went retrograde. So I purchased the book from Canada. It was supposed to take like a couple of weeks, maybe 4 or 5 weeks. And while Mercury turned retrograde, I received an email that they found a copy of the book, I think, in Hungary. So they were going to send me the book much sooner. And they were also going to refund me part of the money for the delivery. So it was quite surprising and unexpected, but it was positive, of course. I got my book sooner and it was supposed to be cheaper. So it's not something bad, but it's kind of strange. So those type of things may also happen. And I think that it's important for us to open our minds for the positive surprises, because it gets kind of something common for people to be extra stressed about Mercury retrograde, to try to put absolutely everything on hold. And I'm not saying that, you know, you should pretend it doesn't happen. Of course it happens, but try to use the positives. Reconsider your plans for self-work and reflection. This is an amazing period to look at yourself, especially this time with Mercury retrograde in the spiritual sign of Pisces. It's a great time for self-healing, for reconnecting with your imagination, with your own creativity. You might find yourself not so concentrated. The logic might be almost missing, but it's still possible to be a very interesting and, I would say, positive period. The other major event on the 16th, Mars ingressing Capricorn. Obviously, that's a big deal for Capricorns. And Mars stays for around 2 months in one sign, which is a great time to feel empowered, to feel confident, to take action, to make some steps, to be initiative. While Mercury is retro, it might be kind of, you know, slower process, or as we said, it's not the best time for brand new things, but restarting things, generally being open to take action, to do the needed steps, to step up and just be there whenever you need to be. This position of Mars can really help us. So it's an interesting part of the month, definitely. Then on the 18th of February, the Sun will ingress third house, which brings more focus on ideas, intellectual work, communication with people, new ideas, or traveling or education. As we know, Mercury is retrograde, so for the first couple of weeks, we have to be extra careful. But those could be some ideas which are coming from the past. Those could be, you know, people we need who we haven't met for a long time. So there is always something nice to expect, and probably time to reconsider generally our ideas and our tasks. Then we get to my personal favorite part, the 20th of February, with this amazing positive aspect between Jupiter in first house and Neptune in third house. Great time for spiritual actions, for emotionally important and triggered by creativity actions. With Jupiter in first house, it could be expansion, it could be spiritual growth and success, but only if we use Neptune's energy with the highest intention, with the most positive intention, to do something to help others, to inspire people, to do something meaningful. Ideas, creative ones, spiritual connections with people, friendships with people who share the same spiritual interest. This is just amazing part of the month and part of the whole year, I would say. So use it to reconnect with your ideas, to inspire yourself to do something meaningful. It can include other people, friends, or any kind of group of people who can be together and do something meaningful. So amazing aspect. And then on the 21st of February, another positive one between Mars in first house and Uranus in fifth house. Time to take some actions in a different way, to be proactive. And also this excitement and creativity can make us extra productive. It's a great time for art, for creativity, for hobbies, for doing the things that we love, for taking certain risks. When it comes to emotions, when it comes to romance, the aspect can also bring us positive surprises and more variety. And on the 22nd, the Sun in third house in positive aspect with Uranus in fifth house. Positive surprises, meeting exciting people, communicating with people who share similar interests, more creativity, self-expression through art, through beautiful stuff, through communication, sharing our ideas, finding time for our hobbies. All of that is possible. And on the 23rd, we have a new moon, which is in Pisces in 3rd house. So this Pisces spiritual energy is building up through the month, and this is kind of the peak of this energy. Great time to start something, to do something when it comes to spirituality, self-healing, creativity. We remember that Mercury is retrograde, so perhaps it's not like the brand new important projects you will begin, but it could be restarting something. It could be getting deeper and closer to your core beliefs, your core desires, finding a new goal you might want to focus on during the future related to education or communication with people or new social circle. And overall, this is the new beginning when it comes to ideas, friends, and all kinds of spiritual stuff. The other aspect on the 23rd, challenging aspect between Venus in 4th house and Jupiter in 1st house. So there can be some kind of frustration, emotional frustration, and the need to find the balance between our own desires and the family needs. It's not an aspect which brings confrontation or power struggles. It's more like lack of understanding and misalignment when it comes to the different desires we have and our family has as well. So this is an aspect which can motivate you to make certain changes. On the 24th, there is another positive aspect between Mars in 1st house and the Sun in 3rd house, which is a great combination for taking action inspired by our ideas. It could be related to groups of people or friends or our social circle, doing something for them or with them, applying our ideas in action, being more inspired to be independent, to be more energized and brave and ready to take certain risks. The aspect is very, very supportive. And on the 25th, exact conjunction between the Sun and Mercury retrograde in 3rd house. Great time to concentrate on your own ideas, to explore them, to see what stays behind each idea. What's the core motivation? Is there something you need to reconsider? There might be some important insights, realizations. So it would be a great time for a meditation or a spiritual practice which can get you closer to your own self and to your own ideas. Ideas from the past, reconsidering something, finding solutions of previous issues, all of that can happen with this combination of the Sun and Mercury retrograde. And on the 26th of February, Mercury retrograde in 3rd house is having a positive aspect with Mars in 1st house. Great time to take action, to share our ideas with other people, to be open when it comes to communication, to be excited about doing something related to our plans, our goals, and being a leader when it comes to social work, when it comes to our friends' activities and the communication with other people. Overall, it's very motivational and it can be also very exciting. And on the 28th of February, there are two aspects. The first one is challenging between Pluto in 1st house and Venus in 4th house. This can create some kind of drama, some kind of emotional overreacting. We can be triggered by people we love. Family-wise, things might be kind of difficult, so don't dramatize too much. Be extra careful about other people's feelings, and it will pass as usual. The other aspect is a positive one. between Mercury retrograde in 3rd house and Uranus in 5th house. Exciting ideas, perhaps related somehow to the past, which we can kind of use again or apply again. It might be very inspirational. It could be related to our hobbies, the things that we love, and just to feel exciting and different. So the end of the month is also very interesting. And with that, we covered the most important events for February. As you can see, the major themes of the month are self-work, reflection, slowing down, connecting with the inner self, spiritual healing, spiritual growth. I'm honestly very excited about this Jupiter-Neptune connection, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you excited as well? And what do you expect of this aspect? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.